Use the periodic properties of the sine and cosine functions to find the exact value of sine x and cos x for each value of x. So we're going to do it for 13 pi over 6 and 10 pi over 3. So if we have x equals 13 pi over 6. This isn't necessarily the only way to do this, but when it says use the periodic properties, you should show that that's what you're doing. And the periodic property is as follows. For theta in radians and integer k, cos and sine. So sine theta plus 2k pi just equals sine theta, as is true for cos theta. And if you think about that, if I just draw a little circle, so we pick a theta, what that means is if we just add 2 pi to it, all that, 2 pi, remember, is 360 degrees because pi is 180. So if we add 2 pi, we just go all the way around. So we're in exactly the same place. We have the same x coordinate, same y coordinate. So we have the same value of sine theta and the same value of cos theta. So if we did it any multiple of 2 pi times, including a negative multiple, if we go backwards, we will always get back to the same place. So that's what this periodicity is. Why it works. It's not the same for tan. Tan has a period of pi of 180, so do be careful with tan. If we have a theta or x equals 13 pi by 6, we could say 13 pi by 6. Well, what you want to do is find multiples of 2 pi. But I'm going to say, well, this equals pi by 6, 1 pi by 6 plus 12 pi by 6. So that is the same as pi by 6 plus, or 12 over 6 is 2, plus 2 pi equals pi by 6 plus 2 pi. So that means that sine 13 pi by 6 equals sine pi by 6, and cos 13 pi by 6 equals cos pi by 6. So if we can just find pi by 6, on the circle, remember pi is 180, so pi by 6 is 180 divided by 6, which is 30 degrees. Didn't even really need to find it on the circle. You should really know that sine 30 is a half, cos 30 is root 3 over 2, but if you don't, go to the hand. 0, 30, 45, 60, 90. Put the 30 down. Sine 30 is root left, root 1 over 2. Cos 30 is root right, 1, 2, 3 over 2. So root 1 over 2, 1 over 2 for sine 30, root 3 over 2 for cos 30. So that tells me that cos 13 pi by 6, shouldn't have done cos first, but never mind, equals root 3 over 2, and sine 13 pi by 6 just equals 1/2. Okay, now if we go to the next angle, which is 10 pi by 3. So 10 pi by 3. So can we get this as a sum of something where there's a multiple of 2 pi in there? Now if you think, you're 2 pi, so you're thinking you've got a denominator of 3, so we could have 6 potentially. The next one after that would have to be 12, so you could use 12 pi by 3 or 6 pi by 3, so it doesn't really matter, it's up to you really. But if we use 6 pi by 3, we would have to say, well, this is 4 pi by 3 plus 6 pi by 3, and do it like that, find sine and cos 4 pi by 3. If we use 12 pi by 3, we would say 12 pi by 3 minus 2 pi by 3, and either way you're probably going to have to do a bit of reflection in the circle. So I'm going to avoid the negative. So I'm going to say 10 pi by 3 equals 4 pi by 3 plus 6 pi by 3. Right, equals 4 pi by 3 plus, that's plus 2 pi Okay, so that means sine 10 pi by 3 equals sine 4 pi by 3, and the same is true for cos. Cos 10 pi by 3 equals cos 4 pi by 3. So then all we need to do is work out what these are, and I'm going to draw a circle again. So pi is 180, pi by 3 is 60, so 4 pi by 3 must be 4 times 60, 240 degrees. So if we go here, draw your circle, think about, remember we go around 0, 90, 180, we need 240, this is 270, so 240 must be 30 less than 270, which is there. We need to get back into the quadrant that we know about, which means we need to go up here like that. That angle there, remember this was 30 less than 270, so this must also be 30, which means that this is 30 less than 90. This angle is 60 degrees, or pi by 3 radians. Okay, so the parent angle is 4 pi by 3, but we need to think about, well, our sine and cos are going to be positive or negative in here, and we know this is CAST. So in this actual quadrant, the sine and cos of 4 pi by 3 will have the same value numerically as sine and cos of pi by 3, but they will both be negative because only tan is positive in that quadrant between 180 and 270 degrees. So we have sine 4 pi by 3, or 10 pi by 3, equals minus sine of pi by 3, and we know for 60 degrees, you should know this anyway really, but sine 60 is root 3 over 2. But if you're not sure, 0, 30, 45, 60, sine 60 is root 3 over 2. Cos 60 will be root 1 over 2, 1 over 2. So sine 10 pi by 3 is going to be minus root 3 over 2. And cos 10 pi by 3 is going to be minus cos pi by 3, which is going to be minus 1/2.